Right now at 10, a church in Baxter Springs is robbed. We'll hear from the pastor about what happened. Plus, one man is dead and 4 children injured following a crash in Barton County. Also, we're going to take you to a golf tournament that raises funds for area youth athletes to honor Brooke Nicole Robinson, who passed away 4 years ago. And the FBI finds a body in their search for Gabby Petito in Wyoming. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Grace Baptist Church in Baxter Springs was robbed sometime between last Sunday and today, according to the church's pastor. Russell Prasan, the church's pastor, says he arrived Sunday morning to see that the church had been broken into and many items were missing. Many valuable items important for worship were stolen from the building, including a guitar, a laptop, and a flat-screen TV.
We lost an 88-key keyboard. It was a piano keyboard, full 88 key. It was taken as well. And that is probably the major items. There's some small things, bags of tools. They stole the money out of our Operation Christian Christmas Child jar.
Oh my. The church has filed a report with the Baxter Springs Police Department and says if you know anything about the robbery, to reach out to them. 1 person is dead and 4 children injured following a single vehicle crash in Barton County. The accident happened along US 160, 4 miles north of Golden City. According to Missouri State Highway Patrol, just after 8 last night, a car driven by 44-year-old Jason Hawkins of Lamar hit a bowl in the road, went off the road, and then struck a tree. Hawkins was taken by helicopter to Cox South Hospital in Springfield, where he later died from his injuries. The 4 children in the car were ages 2 to 11. All 4 were taken to Cox, Barton County, and Lamar with minor injuries. It's been pretty beautiful this weekend, warm, but changes on the way. Nick Kelly.
Yeah, we kept things pretty quiet overall, Chris, to wrap up this final weekend of the summer season. We definitely felt like summer again today, if not late summer, with temperatures ending the afternoon on quite a warm note. 68 this morning, bouncing right back to 89. Warmer than our average high of 81, but like you said, changes are on the way. They're just not in the immediate horizon. We're still looking at mostly clear skies in our neck of the woods, but our eyes are focused on this front, parts to the northwest of the region. And even though it's still a good distance away, it will not waste any time getting here, certainly by the time we head toward late tomorrow afternoon and certainly tomorrow evening. In the meantime, lows will drop back near 70 with the light south breeze in place. Maybe some morning cloud cover, especially out west, with maybe the slimmest chance of a random shower in our far western counties. But I really think we're dry during the bulk of the day. But as the wind picks up, we'll see highs around 92. Chris, with maybe a few storms late in the afternoon, but the better chances will hold off until tomorrow night. We'll break that down, and a nice drop in temperatures behind the system here in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. The Brooke Nicole Robinson Foundation held their 3rd annual golf tournament to raise funds and honor the life of 12-year-old Brooke Robinson. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with her parents on how the fundraiser carries on their daughter's legacy.
After losing their daughter Brooke 4 years ago, the Robinsons are using her memory to make an impact on the Joplin community.
Anytime somebody asks her to help out, she's always willing to do so. So the best way we thought to honor her was to hold this event.
On Sunday, the Brooke Nicole Robinson Memorial Foundation hosted their 3rd annual Memorial Foundation golf tournament in memory of Brooke.
All the proceeds from this goes toward high school senior scholarships, and we also donate to youth sports in the Joplin area.
Brooke was a part of 2 youth sports in Joplin, which is where money raised from the event went.
Joplin youth basketball, Joplin youth cheer. Our daughter was involved in both of those, and then the scholarships are for high school seniors that want to pursue their higher education.
To raise funds, golf players pay to take part in a tournament. Those not into playing have the option to take part in a silent auction.
We maxed out on teams, and we even had turned some away. And we also go out and get donations, and that's what we build baskets. My wife builds a lot of baskets for a silent auction, and it raises a pretty good amount of money.
After an amazing turnout this year, the family says they're grateful for the support in their daughter's memory.
When you talk about friends being family,
this
is it right here. I mean, this is it. So it means the world to us because it's in our daughter's name, and we just couldn't be more proud to be able to carry on her name as much as possible.
In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KUAM News.
Last year's tournament raised $16,000 in college scholarships and $4,000 for those in youth sports. The FBI says a body found in the area where investigators have been searching for missing 22-year-old Gabby Petito matches her description. Police in Florida continue to search for Petito's fiancé, Brian Laundrie, who was named a person of interest in her disappearance before her body was apparently recovered. CBS News correspondent Tom Hansen has the latest from New York.
The FBI says a body found in Grand Teton National Park is apparently missing 22-year-old Gabby Petito.
Earlier today, human remains were discovered, consistent with the description of Gabrielle "Gabby" Petito. Full forensic identification has not been completed to confirm 100% that we found Gabby. The cause of death has not been determined at this time.
Petito was on a van trip out west with her fiancé Laundrie when she disappeared earlier this month. Laundrie returned home to Florida without her, and now police are searching for him in a large wildlife reserve near Florida's Gulf Coast. His family says he went there after being named a person of interest in Petito's disappearance.
We're hopeful that he's, out here. Certainly we prepare for all different possibilities, but our goal is to locate him and bring him back to Northport.
I would like to extend sincere and heartfelt condolences to Gabby's family.
The FBI says the family of Gabby Petito has been notified about the discovery of the body that matches Gabby's description. Tom Hansen, CBS News.
FBI agent Jones said investigators are still seeking information from anyone who may have seen Petito or Laundrie around some camping sites on Grand Teton National Park's eastern boundary. That's the same area where the FBI was searching over the weekend. We take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Sergeant William Seibert served in the Army during World War II, where he earned a Purple Heart, among many other commendations. His hometown, McCune. We're proud to salute Sergeant William Seibert, tonight's four-state hero. And of course, remember, to learn more about other heroes or nominate one of your own at any time, all you need to do is head over to our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, still ahead on the KOAM News at 10, SpaceX making history as the first all-civilian space crew returns to Earth. Well, Inspiration 4, the first privately funded all-civilian space crew, successfully splashed down in the Atlantic. After circling the globe for days, the capsule landed in waters near the Kennedy Space Center, making history. Mark Strassman reports from Florida.
A three-day camping trip in the cosmos ended with a splash off the Florida coast.
Inspiration 4, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home to planet Earth.
Inspiration 4, a space voyage like no other. Not a single professional astronaut aboard. That itself is not new. But by orbiting the Earth in a SpaceX capsule 15 times a day,
we're seeing the world every 90 minutes.
The civilian crew did circles around previous adventures in cosmic tourism. Mission Commander Jared Isaacman, the billionaire who chartered the flight.
So a big part of our mission here at Inspiration 4 is to inspire what can be done here in space.
Crew member Haley Arsenault flipped for microgravity.
Haley is a champ at spinning.
Arsenault's journey was improbable long before she got to space. This video shows her at age 10, fighting bone cancer. A patient at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis.
And that is Haley Arsenault.
19 years later, her backstory fueled Inspiration 4's goal. Raise $200 million for St. Jude. Watching her launch on Wednesday, 6-year-old Matthew Arp, a leukemia patient at St. Jude today. From orbit, Inspiration 4's crew took space questions from 9 child patients now at St. Jude, including Matthew.
Are the cows on the moon?
You know, I hope there will be one day.
Next month, a Soyuz capsule will take 2 Russian civilians all the way to the space station. They're shooting a movie up there on location, so there's no need to build a set. Mark Strassman, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
Arsenault is now the youngest American in space and the first with a prosthesis. She is a physician assistant at St. Jude, where she was treated nearly 2 decades ago. Later on the KOAM News at 10, we've got another fine edition of What Day Is It?
Before we answer that question, though, we'll break down our forecast, which includes a good taste of the fall a few days away. We'll break it down next. We kept things pretty quiet for today and quite warm as we wrapped up the final weekend of the summer season, and we are more than ready for it to start feeling like fall, most appropriately so, with what's coming on down the line for the next few days. In the meantime, though, the time lapse from Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, well, let me back that up for you. Over Indigo Sky Casino and Resort outside of Seneca, Missouri, had partly sunny skies during the day, but you saw how we had a nice looking sunrise and a nice looking sunset to wrap up the Sunday. Now let's break down temperatures over the past 36 hours. We did hit highs back near 90 yesterday, and then dropped back into the upper 60s this morning. Got a nice cool down, but still quite mild to start the morning out. And you can see how we topped out at 89 at Joplin Regional, the highest temperature we've observed this afternoon. For 7th and Rangeline, skies are still looking okay. Clear skies up top. Temperature still on the warm side of things, though. 76 degrees at last check with a southeast breeze at 11 miles per hour. The humidity, though, is not terribly high, sitting at 74%. Looking elsewhere across the region, we have seen temperatures drop back in the low to mid 70s on the Missouri side, but a couple upper 70s elsewhere in parts of Kansas and Oklahoma, our corners of both states, trying to hold on. But we'll eventually see lows drop back near 70 overnight. While we start the overnight with mostly clear skies here, still wait and see if we can get some cloud cover going out in south central Kansas and maybe a stray shower to try and come our way tomorrow. But once we get this cold front, which is covering quite amount of real estate off to our north and west, once that starts to enter the picture, that's going to be our best shot for rain and storms for the next several days. And once we get behind that, and once we get this upper level low to push everything along, once we get under its influence, we're going to really appreciate the temperatures that are lining up once that comes into the equation. In terms of where we go from here on out, though, we'll keep things mild as we go through the course of the overnight hours. The future track, though, still wants to bring in some partly cloudy skies in the western half of the viewing area by the morning drive tomorrow. Maybe a very slim chance of a random shower or storm or two, but you can see how most of us will be dry to start Monday morning out. But as soon as that south breeze really kicks into gear, as our front starts to work across central Kansas, you can see how we quickly go into the mid 80s during the noon hour and afternoon highs right around 92 degrees. So we start with a light south breeze in the morning, then that breeze really kicks into gear at 10 to 20, even some gusts pushing 25 at times throughout the afternoon and tomorrow. So that will take us from 70 in the morning, 85 by noon, and an afternoon high of 92 degrees. You saw that thunderstorm icon by 4 o'clock, though. That's referencing a few isolated storms as the front begins to push on through. But I'm still expecting scattered storms along and even behind the front as it pushes through. And at their strongest, I can't rule out some of these storms bringing some moderate to heavy rainfall, maybe a couple strong storms with some hail and minor wind gusts. But I don't see this as a big severe threat. Still something I'll watch as we go through tomorrow night. And once we go into Tuesday morning, just leftover rain and a couple of storms before we get the morning drive going. But look at Tuesday. We're looking a lot drier with highs around 72 degrees. And in terms of rain, this doesn't look like a big rainmaker for us. And even in the best case scenario, many of us between a tenth to maybe half an inch of rain. So we'll take whatever rain we can get because in the next several days behind the system, it's going to be dry as can be. But the temperatures are just looking great. We'll go 92 tomorrow. 72 Tuesday, 49 for Wednesday morning, and topping out around 73. That is looking like a great way to start fall, Chris, before we head back into the upper 70s on Thursday and mid 80s by the weekend.
Can't complain too much about those temperatures, and it's going to look pretty darn nice as we head into the upcoming week until it warms up again. I know, and like I said, we could have used these temperatures to start the month, but it's a really appropriate way to kick off fall on Wednesday. All right, Nick, thank you so much. Well, guess what? Pitt State and Missouri Southern football on the road today, both returned home with wins. We're going to take a look at some of the impact players coming up, plus Missouri Southern women's soccer aiming to take down a ranked Central Missouri team. We got those highlights and more next.
This is the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. The Missouri Southern women's soccer team is in action today, coming off a double overtime tie against 13th-ranked Missouri Western. The competition doesn't get any easier today. Missouri Southern hosts 18th-ranked Central Missouri Jennies, leading by 1. Keeper gives up the rebound on the first shot. Sydney Leslie is there to put it away. UCM With a penalty shot now, Jordan Austin buries this one to make it 3-1 UCM. Looking for another here, the through ball to Leslie, and Riley Laver comes up big with a save. Now in the second half, next goal is an important one, long ball to Ella DeRocher. She cuts inside and nets her second goal of the game, Lions within 1. Missouri Southern can't find another, they fall 3-2. MSSU football picked up its first win of the season on Saturday, a 14-10 road win over Central Oklahoma. Dylan Bolden came up big in the game. He had 2 picks, including one that he returned 27 yards to the house. Also, Brian Boyd Jr. caught a 54-yard touchdown pass from Dawson Hurl with less than a minute left to play, and that gave the Lions the lead. Boyd finished with 2 catches for 71 yards. Pittsburgh State also locked up a road win, a 48-13 victory over Northeastern State to move to 2-1 on the season. Max Sexton went 16 for 19 with 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. Running back Caleb Lewis ran in 2 touchdowns, and Dallas Flowers tallied his 3rd pick in 3 games. The Missouri Tigers dropped their first game of the season last week, a conference loss on the road against Kentucky. This week, the Tigers aim to bounce back at home. Mssu hosting Southeast Missouri State. In the opening minutes, Tyler Beatty takes the handoff and gets to the outside, 49-yard touchdown run, and that gives the Tigers the early lead. Then it's Beatty again, in the air this time, scores from 11 yards out. The Tigers have more to show in the first quarter. Connor Bazelak shows off his arm here, launches it 46 yards into the hands of Deontay Smith. That makes it 21-0 after 1. Later, it's Bazelak to Chance Looper. He flies past everybody. Another big play. Tigers shutting out the Red Hawks 31-0 now. And they'll keep pounding. Beatty wants more. He gets in for his 3rd touchdown. And the Red Hawks get some points in the second half, but it's no match for the Tigers. Mssu wins 59-28. Staying with college football, the Oklahoma Sooners got to 3-0 on Saturday with a 23-16 win over Nebraska. Spencer Rattler threw 214 yards with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. But the most memorable play that had everybody talking was right here, a one-handed interception by DJ Graham, one of the best I've ever seen. The Sooners will be at home again next week against West Virginia. That brings us to our one and only break in the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Still ahead, the Kansas City Chiefs battle it out with the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football. We've got highlights after this. Welcome back to the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. The Chiefs are coming off a big comeback victory over the Browns in Week 1. In Week 2, they continue their tough early season schedule. Kansas City on the road against Baltimore tonight. The Ravens' first possession here, Lamar Jackson fires it right into the hands of Tyrann Mathieu, and Mathieu takes it 34 yards into the end zone for a big pick six to set the tone of this game early on. Later, Mahomes slings it downfield. DeMarcus Robinson makes the catch for the touchdown, and the Chiefs are back on top. That makes it 14-7. Ravens take their first lead of the game really late in the fourth quarter. It's 36-35 Baltimore at the time of the taping. The St. Louis Cardinals are hot, 7 straight wins and holding on to the second wild card spot. Tonight, a sweep against the Padres is up for grabs. First pitch of the game looking like a leadoff home run for Fernando Tatis Jr., but Dylan Carlson robs him at the wall. Cardinals now in the first. Nolan Arenado pops it up. Tatis Jr. is there, but he makes an error on the play, and the run comes in for St. Louis. Later in the first, Cards up 3-0 already. Harrison Bader in the corner for a 2-run double. Cards up by 5. The Padres, though, build a comeback. They get within 1 in the 9th. Jake Cronenworth flies out to Bader for the final out of the game. The Cardinals get it done at home, pulling off the 8-7 win. The Royals and Mariners series is split in the finale. Seattle with the chance to do some damage in the first, bases loaded. Jared Kelenic doubles off the wall. 2 runs come across for the Mariners. In the third, it's Kelenic again. This time, he gets the home run, a solo shot, and the Mariners are up 3-0. A few batters later, Jake Bauers builds the lead. He crushes this ball into the water, and it's more of the same. 9th inning now. Mitch Haniger goes deep, his 34th of the year. Seattle cruises by the Royals 7-1. We're back right after this.
Ahoy, matey! Avast! Aye, aye, Captain. Land ho! Hornpipe! Halloween. It's just a little over a month away, and we're not talking about these pirates, but when you're dealing with pirates, there's not any around to really get video of, so here's the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Still got a little time to get out there and enjoy it, so whether you deck out your house to look like a pirate ship or you decide to dress like one of the Pittsburgh Pirates and maybe even throw on an eye patch, you can call it a day and anchors away. So get your sea legs and a barrel of rum. Feel free to join in anytime with your own version of pirateese. Anybody in this building feeling a little piratey tonight?
Well, we're probably all saying "arr" based on how the Chiefs wrapped up. Do you want to rip off that Band-Aid now, Danny?
Arr!
I guess so. I don't know how much more I can take of that accent. But yeah, disappointing loss for the Chiefs. They winning all game, and the Ravens take over. And
they fumbled in the fourth, the Chiefs, when they last had the ball, 36-35.
Right. They'll move to 1-1 on the season.
Well, hey, that's not that bad, and I think they're going to make a better comeback next time.
They'll bounce back from this one.
Guys, forecast making a better comeback as well. I know we got some good temperatures.
Yeah, we'll keep highs around 92 tomorrow, but lower 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. We just got to get past the front tomorrow.
All right, guys, thank you. That's our time for now. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.